things in Parliament. So I would request we return to the main business we are transacting. Let me call upon Honorable Samuel Atandi to make his presentation.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity, first of all, to contribute to the motion on the floor. But before I do that, let me join my colleague Babu Owino in welcoming the youth leaders who have come to Parliament today. I know Tabitha is one of our strong women, young women leaders in this country, and she's here together with her colleagues. Welcome to Parliament. I see her as also joining us here in the next Parliament. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, back to the motion. I would like to say that I support this motion as ably tabled by the chairman, Mr. Honorable Mboka. And Honorable Speaker, before I say something, let me say, Honorable Speaker, that Honorable Mboka is a first-time MP in this Parliament and also chairing a very important committee of this House, PIC, Governance and Education. And the work that they have done together with the committee is a testimony that this House has talent, competence, and diversity. And it does not matter whether you are first-time MP or fourth-time MP, any member of this House is competent and capable of giving this House the results that we want as a House. And therefore, I want to thank Honorable Mboka for demonstrating that being a first-time MP is not inability. And Honorable Speaker, coming back to the content of the report, Honorable Speaker, this report is very comprehensive. And first of all, the report is educative. If you look at the report, Honorable Speaker, you will see that a number of agencies have been listed here. Chairman, Honorable Speaker, before this report, I did not know that there are agencies such as JQuat Noodles Limited. There are agencies like National Council for Science, Technology and Innovation. Many agencies that I don't know even what they do. And Honorable Speaker, if you look at these agencies, there are so many, and you wonder why they should not be amalgamated. And an agency like National Council for Science and Technology. The other one is the National Center for Mathematics, Science, Technology, Education in Africa. I think the first thing that we need to do as a House, Honorable Speaker, is to amalgamate these agencies, because there are many, and you even wonder what they are doing. What are they achieving? Yeah, so this is the first assignment which I think we need to do. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I wanted to say that the report has information about agencies that are not completing their development programs, especially construction. An example here is Kenya National Examination Council, Honorable Speaker, which it is reported, has been constructing a project for more than 37 years. But Honorable Speaker, since I joined this Parliament and sitting in Budget Committee, this House has been appropriating resources to this agency each and every year for this infrastructure. And therefore, all I want to say, since Honorable Owen Baya has been defending government against this report, I want to urge him to ask the President to revive whatever is stalled, because I have seen him reviving and recommissioning projects which were commissioned by President Kenyatta in Mount Kenya region. Please come back to Nairobi and also revive these projects, because these projects we have been allocating resources. I don't know why they are not being completed, yet you are alive here, and the President is alive. Please, we want to see the President next week restarting these projects which are stalled here in this report. I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that consultancies is one of the avenues of corruption in government. And the fact of the matter is that if you look at ministries such as Treasury.
Honorable Owen Baya, what is out of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to assure my friend Atandi, the MP for Lagos Soga, that the President is keen to revive all projects, and that he will be here to ensure that all projects that have been given money and have been started are complete on time. So I would like to ask you, Honorable Atandi, to wait for us. We will do that, and we love you for telling us to do our job, because that is the job of the minority and the job of the opposition. We thank you for telling us to do our job, because that is your job to do it. We thank you.
Honorable Owen Baya, that was a point of information.
Thank you.
Possibly imposed on Honorable Atandi that request. Honorable Atandi, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wanted to say that there is this issue of consultancies in government. And Honorable Speaker, if you look at the budgets of a department such as Treasury, you will find that every year there is an allocation of a humongous amount for consultancies. And the information I have, Honorable Speaker, is that the reports, the consultancies are basically revived. What was consulted for in the last financial year is being requested for consultation in this financial year at the same fee. And the consultants are the same. What they do is they simply just, they just mark the reports and then they copy them again. So the committee proposing that these consultancies is the basis for swindling public resources is something which we need to investigate and support, because we have realized that corruption in the consultancy sector is budgeted for. And I know that they are briefcase consultants. Most of them are also on Twitter, Honorable Speaker. They support government on Twitter. If you see some of these consultants on Twitter, they really campaign for government. They defect each and every morning. Today they are in government, tomorrow they are in opposition. If they are invited and given these consultancies, they now support government. And there's nothing value they are adding to the taxpayers. And therefore I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that this House must be very vigilant. The other issue that I wanted to say, Honorable Speaker, is on national inclusivity. Honorable Speaker, this country, the civil service and public sector is being run in a way that this House should never support. We cannot have, for example, Honorable Speaker, a department where 90% of employees come from one ethnic community. And this is also an example in this executive, Honorable Speaker. We have one of the worst executives in this country, Honorable Speaker, where the executive of this country is ethnically and intellectually imbalanced. Because if you look at the executive, if you look at the cabinet, there are very few intellectuals. Most of them are, people you cannot even, judge. And if you want to rate them among competent Kenyans, they will never even be halfway. So the imbalance that is there in this executive, in terms of ethnic diversity and in terms of intellectual capacity, is wanting. And we cannot be told that the government will do something. They will not do anything because the feast begins to rot from the top. Immediately the cabinet is constituted and it is rotten. Everything will be rotten until the small agencies of government. Therefore, I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that I don't know what this House will need to do, because I know when a topic like this is brought before this House, then members of Parliament begin to regroup and they begin to see each other in terms of tribes. In the end, it is the Kenyan public that will suffer, because when I raise a matter of this nature, a person from Mount Kenya will say, no, the people in that office are from my region. A person from coast will do the same. And this is the reason why this country is hurting. So, Honorable Speaker, the question of regional and ethnic diversity is something which is well explained in the Constitution. And it is time this House becomes very tough and begin to insist that we want to see that diversity reflected in public offices. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Again, I want to say that, Honorable Speaker, oversight is an important function of this House. And the reason why this country is failing is because we are not doing proper oversight. If we begin the way Honorable Amboka has begun, of presenting a knife-cutting, a sharp-cutting report like this one, we will urge other oversight agency committees in this House to do the same. And in the end, Honorable Speaker, we will be able to help this country in terms of addressing the gaps that have been highlighted in this report, such as 1, weak systems, 2, corruption in these agencies, and etc. Honorable Speaker, thank you, and I support the report.
Thank you, Honorable Atandi. I recognize Honorable Cecilia Ngetit.